Okay, so now we're going to look at two examples of real life problems that involve dealing with proportions. And both of these are dealing with scales, both scales of drawings of buildings as well as scales on a map. So this first example here is using like a scale of a blueprint. It says you want to make a scale drawing with a scale of 1 inch equals 4 feet. What would be the dimensions of a 14-foot by 10-foot bedroom in this scale drawing? So it's kind of like blueprints, okay? So the most important thing to remember here is that this right here is one part of your proportion. The scale is one part. And we're going to have to do two separate proportions, one for the length and one for the width. So I'm going to use the 1 inch over 4 feet. And then the other side is going to be the 14 foot. Now the question is, where does the 14 need to go? Well, it needs to go in the same location that it is in the first proportion. In this example, it's in the denominator. So the 14 feet over here is going to be in the denominator. And it's the number of inches that you're trying to find. Because you want to know, what will the scale drawing look like? What will be the length of the inches for a 14-foot by 10-foot bedroom? Okay, so you want to find the inches to represent that length on a scale drawing. And so now I'm just going to solve by cross multiplying. 4x equals 14. And so if I divide by 4, I'm going to get x equals 14 fourths. 14 fourths reduces to 7 halves, which when you divide it out is 3.5 or 3.5. Okay, we're dealing with scale drawings here, so it's okay to convert it. Let's do this a second time using the exact same scale, but this time I'm going to use the 10-foot for the width of the bedroom. And again, I'm trying to find what that represents in inches. So again, I'm going to cross multiply 4x. 1 times 10 is 10. If I divide, I'm going to get the same thing as 5 halves, which is about 2.5. So in general, the length of this bedroom on a map, the inches, is going to be 3.5 inches by 2.5 inches. And that's going to be the dimensions of that bedroom on a blueprint. Okay? So now let's talk about map scale. Map scale, it refers to when you're looking at a map, you're looking at the distance between cities in inches, and you're having to relate that to how many miles it is. So again, the scale, which is right here, is going to be your one side of your proportion, okay? And I'm trying to find if on a map 1 inch represents 50 miles, how far apart would the two cities really be if they were 3.5 inches on the map? Okay, so again, I want to keep inches on the top since the inches are on the top over here. So that's going to be 3.5 inches. And then I'm going to put my x for my miles on the bottom. And this one's actually very easy because the map scale involves a 1. When you do 1 times x, it's just x. So all I have to do is cross multiply this side, 50 times 3.5, and you're going to already have the answer. So the answer is 175 miles. So on a map scale in which 1 inch equals 50 miles, if there are two cities that are 3.5 inches apart, they are 175 miles apart in actuality.